Hello, everyone. Welcome to Productivity Sprints and Chill, April 18th. It's been a while. Wait, has it been 2 weeks? It has because three. I don't know. Because I was on vacation and I knew for a fact I wasn't going to be here. So we canceled 2 weeks in a row, but we're back with alcohol for me. Shh, don't say anything. And he has Pepsi.
Diet Cherry Pepsi.
Oh, yeah.
For the record,
Still
I was
working on
actually
it.
here
Huh?
each week,
Oh,
but I noticed the
yeah.
cameras never went on, and I was like, "Where is Nicole?" So I still
Mm-hmm.
did the sprints because you got to write every day.
Yeah. I don't.
You don't write every day? Not even
No.
5 minutes? 10 minutes? 2 minutes?
No.
Do you
I
think
maybe
about your
should, but no.
story every day?
Not lately, no. It's been a little stressed out this past month. What's going
Well,
on?
you
I
you
don't
had
know.
your leg amputated, right?
No, just half of it.
Oh, just saying. I have a question
Yeah.
for you about amputation. If your head is taken from your body, that's called decapitation. But what if your body is taken from your head? Is that called amputation?
I
Does
think
it
it's just
change?
called death. It's called death. That's what it's
You
called.
only die if your brain stops working.
No, well, there's also, I don't know.
No, because they can
I
keep your
don't know
brain going
vegetation
without a heart.
states. Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh.
like true death, true death. So anyway, Twilight is this new story.
That's
I don't
great,
know if
right?
you heard
Yeah.
about it.
Well, we were talking about it before we went on to live. We just talk about interesting things beforehand. Just
Yeah.
get everything out, and then we're semi appropriate live.
Yeah.
Kind of.
We get all the gigglies out.
Yeah.
She makes me say all the
Yeah.
bad words.
Yes, and what happened to the missing pigs is classified,
I had
but
nothing to do with it.
but he still wants to bring it up. But didn't you?
Yes.
Well, you just said you did. You worked on your book while I was gone. So what's the updates on that?
Well, I have finished the zero draft, which some might say a lot of it is pretty tight. They're like, it feels like a first draft. And the reason is because I do heavy outlining. So when I write, I'm not searching for the story per se, even though I'll allow myself to discover. Like if I feel something, I'll play with it, But so I'm up to 205,000 words of a zero draft. So now I got to go back and do the first draft of all the chapters. But I am waiting for 2 readers to finish the book. One is on the second to last chapter, which would be chapter 68. Yeah. Everything and Nothing at Once. They're on that chapter. And then I have another reader who just finished the whole midpoint conflict of the story, which is the Born of Bear chapter. Born of Bear. And then, so once they finish, I could add all the extra notes. But by the time they finish, though, I'll be up to the chapters they finish, so it's okay. I could start writing the first draft.
Yeah.
How about you? How are you doing? What are you on your 18th book while we were gone?
No, yeah. Well, I have, or I need, what? I don't know. Should probably put more into a perspective of I write quite a few books, even though I feel like I don't. Maybe because I started the first one when I was in high school, and that feels like that's a long time, and it was a long time. But I rewrote that thing so many times, so like it's not the same book. Okay, yeah, that's cool. And then I just kept progressing and progressing. And so now 4 chapbooks, 3 standalones, 2 books in a series, and I'm on my 3rd book in the series, and I'm just like, oh, that's not a lot.
Where's the partridge in a pear tree? It sounds like.
I know. I need to reframe and say that I do write pretty well with
You write a lot.
the books. I do, but I think when I'm when you hear a lot of people that are like, I write 5,000 words in a day, and I'm like, well, that's never gonna fucking happen. So I guess I'm not good. It's not gonna happen ever.
What do you feel? I'm sharing it to the Facebook first. What do you feel is the average amount of words you write in a session? You know, like if
Probably
you're like,
like,
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give myself an
oh,
hour.
really? If it's really focused, probably like between 1,500 and 2,500.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah.
I think because I do have the alcohol today, that I just need to be a little more woo. Yeah, let's go. Because it's been at least 3 weeks, if not more. I have lost count on when I last wrote. Yeah, because there was that last stupid issue with Scrivener not working, and I had to redo.
I remember that.
So that doesn't. That's bad. It was bad, y'all. It was bad. I almost cried. And then there was that. No, it wasn't with. It wasn't here. I was doing a writing sprint with someone else when they were doing, their own thing. At like 12 p.m. on my lunch break, I joined a writing sprint from another writer before I was going to go on vacation with my family. And then I messed up I don't know what I did. Like I accidentally deleted chapter 15. I about shit myself.
You don't need
That's when
chapter 15.
Yeah, I know. And I was like,
I was like,
and me talking to Thomas on Snapchat. Oh my god! Ah! And then it was fine because
yeah.
Scrivener has a trash can, and so I just got it out of the trash can and put it back. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break, and so it's been like 3 weeks or something. I was slightly traumatized. I think a lot of people would be.
So your MO, if I may, your MO is freak out to the highest level and then go back and logically fix it in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
No judgment.
That works. Well, I got chapter 15 back, and that's at 645 words, and that's what I'll be doing today.
Wait, I thought you finished the book.
No, I did not.
Oh, this is the other book you finished that you published, that you're getting all these reviews on. That people, if you haven't already, review a book on the Amazons and the Goodreads.
Oh, Murderous Fairies. Oh, yeah. No, that was last month. Second book in the series.
And you're working on the third.
Yeah, the third. That's what I'm on. The third.
Sorry, I have an accent, okay? The third.
But you do have to read Obsidian Murders first, and I'm gonna.
What would happen if I read your books out of order, though? Like, would I be so disoriented? I'll have to cut a finger off or something just to feel again?
Yes, probably. Sorry.
Don't make the.
I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but.
Here, I've been deaf my whole life. I can't see a thing.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So if anyone has read both books, a review on those would be nice.
That would be
I wouldn't
true,
be upset
or like
if you
anything.
said that I sent them. Just put a little TJB told me I had to write this, and his beard is too scary to say no to.
That's true. It's accurate.
I just shaved.
Especially. Yeah, well, especially if it's ungroomed, it's a little scary, but
It just grew back. Like I just all the way down, and it's like I wake up hair. I'm like Santa Claus, but not as old.
Not as yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. I guess Santa's like 500, right? I don't even know.
At least
I've lost count.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I've lost
depends which
count of saying
version
them.
because I believe in Japan he's a she. I don't know if you know that.
I did not.
Santa Claus is different in every culture.
Yeah. Well, wait, what chapter are you working on? I'm on 15 because I got it back. Thank you, everyone. And what are you on?
Well, what I'm going to do actually today is I'm going to make sure all the outlining notes are there. So I'm going to be going through it. I'm going to make sure because I map out who's in the chapters, each chapter, and then I map out what plot point beats are there. So I got to do that. And then once I'm done with the whole book, I could go back and look and see where can I add or take things out. What's up, John? Uh,
Hello,
so
John.
dropping by.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, go and do that. Yeah.
Dropping in to say hi while I'm cooking supper.
Yes. I'm hungry now.
Yeah,
Okay.
so what I'll be doing is I'll just be organizing my notes so I can look at the big picture and say, uh, did this person get introduced early enough? Are they consistently mentioned? So they make sense and it's earned. Same thing with the plot points. If I see plot points only came up twice by the time it's relevant, I know that I have to go back and make sure that plot point is introduced again, which allows me to seed. As you know, I love seeding. Oh
yeah.
Which is different than foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is illuminating or suggesting or nudging that something is coming or could come because it could be a red herring. Whereas seeding is actually prepping the reader to allow moments to feel earned.
Very
It's not
smart.
Chekhov's gun, but it is. Like if a character ends up having a solution, like make sure you've seeded enough information to allow that solution to be earned and not a Deus ex machina.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, I will probably have to reread this chapter because I haven't opened it for 3 weeks. So,
Well, how many? When you write your chapters, are you like, this is I need X amount of words, or do you just write until it's done and you're like, all right, I can move on?
I write until it's done.
So you'd be okay with an 8,000 word chapter because you'd be like, it's done.
Well, I don't know. I've never written that. I think there's maybe not even. Maybe like I'm just gonna say a couple of 2,800 word chapters in A Patriot's Tale, but that's about it. And I could not, like me, could not be like, oh, I gotta chop this up. No, it had to be there.
You were like,
but it's only a couple.
Okay.
Yeah. Just in A Patriot's Tale, though. Yeah. Usually, I just write concisely. I don't. Also, nope. Actually, I don't really. I know where the story's going. I don't I don't plan out chapters and stuff.
Why not?
It does not work for me. That's also a lot of effort. And then I'm also thinking, like, in the beginning I was like, oh, I have to like heavily outline. And I was like, why do I actually? Because how many books do I have? It's going fine. Now, if it was like I need to produce more, I don't need to produce more. I have a full-time job. Now, like, the people that have gotten into writing full-time and as an indie, this stupid stupid market is like you need to produce at least 3 books a year. Well, then I would, but I'm not making that. So, and I don't. Looking into it, I don't know if that's for me. Like, if that's really like an average of 3 minimum per year to live comfortably, which I mean it depends on where you are and all that stuff. Okay, but let's say 3 year to make 5 figures or 6 figures.
A year.
3 a year minimum. I,
You want to make
I
three
don't think
figures
that's
a
me.
year? What's that?
Three
$999?
3 books a year minimum for indies. And I'm like, well, why does Tread get to do one a year? Whatever. It's different, but I'm just like, I'm a little
Yeah, but J.R.
like
Robb
annoyed with
writes like
that.
fucking 3 books a year. Jesus. And she's
Yeah,
traditionally.
some of them do. Yeah, some of them they're just like, I'm gonna churn that shit out. But
But
you kind of have to churn that shit out to stay relevant for indie, and I don't know if that's me.
churn it like
No,
butter.
yeah. Then
I
there is
don't agree with
also,
that though. I don't agree with that.
well, to make 5, 6, 7 figures, yeah,
Yeah, but look at how
three
people
books
market
minimum.
books though. Like self publishers, what do? They focus on the
They
book.
do it all.
No, they
Yeah.
market the book, and they usually heavily market it maybe like a month or two before, and then they do heavy marketing like the month of, and then it like slowly disappears. But what they don't do is they don't consistently market themselves with
Mm-hmm.
advertisement and lead people to like a landing page on their website that continues to push their brand, and they're allowing people to continuously see them, right? And
Mm-hmm.
through that process, you're constantly building on your awareness, and in marketing 101, it's you design a brand to build awareness that creates interest that ultimately generates sales, so people buy into your brand's message emotionally. But they focus on the book. So what happens when you stop marketing the book? That book stops
Yeah.
selling, right? And then what do? They got to wait till the next book is done. So then they spend money and time on that book. So your marketing starts over. So in advertisement, you're starting at zero again, since there's no brand connection. Because you're not like a Stephen King, like a, you know
Yeah.
a self publisher doesn't have the brand recognition, so they have to create it. But they do
Right.
it by writing a book that has a different title every single time, in a different
Yeah.
subject, and sometimes a different cover, because it's a different book. So it's the same thing on music. When I was in the industry, they were like, if you focus on marketing your albums, you will never make money. And I learned that the hard way, and then I learned it the right way. Same thing. It's like publishing a book is like performing a show. I have to perform a show to get an audience, but that's not true, because how do you build an audience if no one's coming to your shows? Well, how do you build an audience if no one's buying your books other than your friends and family and a couple people that see your ad?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think bigger. You got to think like a growing brand or a growing business. But that's I'm from the back end of the industry, so that's the only reason I talk like that. I don't talk front end, as one might say. I don't
Mm-hmm.
talk about if that makes sense. I sound crazy, I know.
Well, I do. I have been selling, or have had been selling, quite a few. Like, for example, paperbacks of the Two Foxes because of the cover and all that stuff, but also because people know me and they're like, "Ooh, pretty." And so then there was a huge uptick for the Two Foxes, and for paperbacks specifically, and it's usually in the writing industry. It's Kindle and ebook, and then paperback or hardcovers, like for like the big fans, whatever. And so I had someone that's like doing very well, like, how are you selling paperbacks? And I'm like, I'm on BookTube. I'm like, I can't say that it's TikTok because I'm not getting on that hell site. I can't say it's Instagram. I'm not getting on that hell site, and I'm not on Twitter either. So it like the three things are YouTube, Goodreads, and then Facebook. And yeah, and like my website and newsletter, but like I don't count that as like social media separate. Hi, I'm just doing this, just being me, you know, and it works out. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't really get I have the books doing Amazon ads, but like I'm not doing like what I technically should be doing per like the 6 and 7 figure indie authors are saying. but I'm not willing to dump $1,000 in fucking ads. Sorry, it's just not happening. I need that for food.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, you got to relatively market, but at the same time, I,
Mm-hmm.
I also come from a time where I was blessed enough to have mentors that sort of like nudged me into doing it a certain way that helped, from the point I haven't worked a job since like 2005. And the reason is
Mm-hmm.
because I worked 3 jobs and stopped my music career and just saved up a year and a half of money. And then after that, I quit all my jobs. And then I just focused on the music industry and I was able to make money. And then that turned into a retirement at like 29. And then I got into writing and comedy and all that other stuff. But me, I'm always home relaxing.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides, obviously any money you get on the side, like if you organize your money, you should be investing what you can into assets, like because like your goal is how do I make money, still make money for me. Um, but like at the same time, there is a process, and your process is limited because you have those jobs, and that's not a negative. It's not like, oh, you can't do it, because people can do it. There are tons of writers who have
Mm-hmm.
jobs. That Brandon Sanderson's, as an example, worked overnight, and he purposefully worked an overnight job because he was like, oh, no one cares about me. Well, I'm working overnight because no one's here, so I'm going to just write my books while I'm working, and he did what he could when he could, and it took him 10 books or something like crazy like that before
Yeah.
anyone even talked to him. So there are many paths to
Oh
the
yeah.
end game,
Mini
but
paths.
the way the way you build your business, though, you know it's always going to be network market practice. It's always going to be building and cultivating relationships, like we did. I love our relationship, but it's also marketing and representing that brand, and then it's learning the industry, not just in sales or writing the book or like our craft, but also like what is the system, what is the process, how do I get more involved, right? And
Mm-hmm.
not everyone has the time for that, nor do they have the means, or some people have reservations. Like you and I'm sure we're introverts by nature, but if somebody's like, you got to get
Yeah.
out there to events and like shake everyone's hands, both of us would be like, well, all right. And then the day of, we'd be like, well, I feel sick, so I'm not going out. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's still tough to be like, I gotta break these habits
Yeah.
of now, I haven't,
Well, yeah, also, it's an interesting time for certain genres, not all genres, but certain genres. There's uh, uh, colleague. We do not write in the same genre. So
Oh, you and
colleague,
I?
friend, colleague. No, he writes gay fiction, and
Oh, all right.
so gay romance fiction, and he was like, I have to reevaluate my goals because I don't like the tropes. I don't like that I have to publish like 4 to 5 books a year to get any traction. And he's like, there are a bunch of other things. And so, um, yeah, he's just chilling right now because it could change because it wasn't like that when he started, but he's not pushing out 4 to 5 books with these very specific tropes or else no one's going to read them, or if they do read them they rate it 1 or 2 stars because they want this trope. And he's just like, I'm not doing it right now.
Yeah.
Like it could change, and it will probably change because it's like a weird time apparently.
So he's writing to
um
market, is what you're saying.
he's deciding not to write to like. And there's a difference also when people say write to market to like writing to get money fast.
Yeah.
Because I write to market it as in I have the expectations for urban fantasy and for mystery, like the mystery beats. There's 5 beats, and if I don't hit them, then it's not a mystery. But like, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel of a mystery genre. So I'm going to hit those 5 mystery beats. But the writing to market to make a lot of money is you're going through the top 50, 100, you're reading at least 15, if not like 15 to 30 books, and you're writing down every single detail you can that is similar to all the other books. That would be like all the tropes,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
of the names, like what that person or those people look like just like stuff that you wouldn't think is like a thing. But then you basically copy and paste, but you make your own original thing as well. But it's like a weird copy and paste, but you make it your. I can't do that. It's never going to happen. But that's what's happening in a lot of these genres, like lit RPG. You can make seven figures if you do exactly what the readers want.
Yeah, you
But
got
then
to
you're
name characters
also,
Fiddle
yeah, you do like, you just like, I don't know, I would be like, are you really doing your own thing at that point where you're reading all these books and you're just like highlighting everything that's the same of all these other books on the top 100 list, and then you're just putting it in your own book, and now, well, now
Yeah,
you've made $100,000, but
but
I
that
don't know, are you going
also
to be remembered? You
I
know.
need to be remembered. But what you're saying right there, that method is exactly what I was talking about, where they're not focused on their brand, they're focused on a book. And they're like, if I just keep writing books, they'll just be buying the books because of whatever reason, XYZ. But they're not buying the books because I'm writing the books. They're buying the books because, hey, this,
It's reader
yeah,
expectation trends.
right? But you should be developing a brand, especially with interviews. Like even the cat knows. Meow. It's all about getting heard as a person, so people can connect to you and your thoughts and your ideas. And um, when I was in the music industry, one of the things I would do when I went on a radio was I would just talk about my music. Oh yeah, the song, blah blah blah, we're gonna play in the show. And one of my mentors used to always proverbially slap me, be like, "What are you doing? Don't talk about your music. Like, stop it. Like, no one cares. They haven't heard it, and if they hear it, it's a yes or no. So that's bad. Let them hear you, because if they like you, if they like what you're talking about, if they enjoy your personality, then they're going to start saying, I want to support this person because there's something I'm connecting with. There's a reason people follow Robert Downey Jr., especially after his downfall. It's not just because of Iron Man. There's something where
Yeah.
people believe in him. They believe in his story, right? They believe in his personality and the way he interacts on talk shows, et cetera, et cetera. They're like, there's a lot involved in that. So if you're not you, but the proverbial or the royal you, I should always,
Mm-hmm.
the royal. It's like if the author is just focused on, let me just write a book. All right, now I got to rush to get another book out. You're not getting sales because you're writing a book. Like your brand, you're taking you out of the equation as a part of the system, right? And I
Yeah.
see authors often, they're always just, here's my book cover, or hey, my book is out, or here's my book link, or check out my book, right? But they're not representing themselves on social media.
Mm-hmm.
They're not representing themselves in interviews. Like uh, the, the best thing is like, who are you, right? And if you could represent the thing that matters to you most, we talked about this before, the mission, your mission, like what is important to you? Like, why are you even in this world? It doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be grand to you. And it can't be to make money, right? Because that's not a mission.
Mm-hmm.
that's a personal goal, right? So I know I'm not being funny, Thomas. I apologize. I'm being
We're back. We're back from vacation, and now we're very serious. But I also have alcohol. It's fine. But no, that's well, because I also sales are down, um, and I think probably people realize because it's a dumpster fire right now. Also because of it's election year, and people are just stressed out, and when they're trying to pay bills, they will cut out like books.
well,
So
yeah.
it could also, it's just a weird time. It's a weird ass time. We don't know what's going on. And then that's when you look inwardly and you're like, okay, what do you want, and what are your goals, and what are you willing to do and not willing to do? My friend was like, I'm not pushing out 5 freaking books just to keep up. I'm not doing that. So I'm going to write what I want to write, type of thing. Mine is, yeah, the Midnight Murders is on pre-order. I did a doo-doo, and I did the pre-order the day before the election. Why did I do that? I don't know, people. I have no idea. When is that book going to come out? At this point, I'm not going to stress. It's just going to be written as it's going to be written. It's released when it's gonna be released.
Yeah.
I'm done with the whole it needs to be 3 books at least per year. I don't care. I'm done. Yeah. Yeah. We're here. 30 minutes in. I might be tipsy. I haven't had alcohol for a while, people. It's okay.
Hello,
Here I
Patrick.
go again.
Eloise, tinkle, tinkle. Relationships build followers. Tinkle,
Tinkle,
tinkle.
tinkle. That's true. Yes, I think my channel does well with that.
Yeah.
Though the algorithm is still messed up from COVID, so I don't know what those views are going. But you know what? I have interaction. It's totally fine.
You have 6 viewers.
We just continue. Oh no, I meant like on my like the uploaded channel. I'm distracted. She has sensed our vibe, and the kitty cat's like, we need to calm down.
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing, baby?
Just stretch. We know the kitty cats bring happiness.
That's right.
We need happiness in 2024.
She's my little fur kitten.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was watching a video the other day of one of mine because I like to go back and see like what material I already did a lesson on to make sure I'm not repeating myself too much. Or if I want to expand on something. And the video was like an old live video, whatever. And all of a sudden, my dog like comes into the picture and is like bothering me. He's like, "Rah," and I'm like, oh, and I'm just like, I can't watch this.
Oh,
it's like my poor baby's gone. Anywho, do you want to do a sprint? It's only been 32 minutes.
We haven't done anything in a while. We got a little drunkety drunk, actually just me. We talked about the market and writing, and I think we deserve a little sprinty sprint.
Yeah. I bored the people to death with my rambling.
I surprised people when I probably got a little high with my voice, because you all are used to raspiness.
Yeah,
but I was like, I can't do it anymore. Yeah, and this is where I'm at.
What's going on, Nicole, and her high voice?
Oh yeah, you're used to know. It's tinkle tinkle time. That's what it is, Eloise.
All right. Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, let's see how this goes.
Let's do it. You want to do it?
We're gonna go.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. You ready?
20 minutes, people.
Hey, hey, hey. Oh, hey. Hey, oh.
Oh, whoa, whoa, wait.
Oh,
Whoa.
hey. Hey, oh.
Come down.
Hey, oh, oh, hey. Hey, oh.
How much did you get done? Because you were chit-chatting.
I got it done.
Kind of.
I marked out 32 elements within the chapter 20 called runes. Runes, like runes, the Celtic
Mm-hmm.
runes, Futhark,
Oh, yeah.
you know. And then plus, I was talking to the audience, Eloise. I
Mm-hmm.
was reading stuff. I was talking to my brother. He kept messaging me. So there was a lot of doing of everything. I
That's
was
a.
multitasking. So I
Oh, yes,
asked
you
you,
were.
what were you? What were you doing? How'd you do? See this? This is my serious nod. How'd you do, young lady?
Well, I'm at 1,186 words for chapter 15. I started at
Nice.
645.
Now all you got to do is edit out 900 of them, and you should be a quick chapter. No,
Yeah, I don't edit that like that. That's a little much.
God.
I'd probably cry.
Oh,
Like, why did I write trash?
man. You know it's bad when you delete by just holding it down and not necessarily doing like
uh, like the only time I deleted more than like I don't know 1,000 words. Let's go with 1,000 words because I mean I write clean. I don't even know what to say. I don't know how, but I just do. Um, it was Danny's curse, and it was like right when the pandemic happened and everyone was locked down. And I read through the draft that wasn't even finished, but I was like, wow, this is trash. So I deleted like 35,000 words.
You mean you threw the book out?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Tango. I said that as I hit that trash can to completely get rid of the 35,000 words.
That was turd.
Bye. Yeah, and then but I finished Daniel's Curse, what you know of it today, in 5 months because I didn't have a job and like no one else had a job that I was in that group.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it was a writing group. So we just wrote and drank. We're like, yes. So you know what? I'm taking a note during that time and I'm drinking. And you know what? It might happen.
I,
5 months. Less than months.
you
Some
got it.
months.
You
Yeah,
got this.
yeah.
Let me see the Irish drunken dance. Do it.
I am a little buzzed, I'm not gonna lie. If I stood up, I might be like, whoa.
I thought
But you
you
know
were
what?
standing up.
It got me to 100. Oh, wait, what am I saying? It got me to 1,186 words in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So, fantastic.
Are they words in
Um,
the book? Or are they words of you like just working through your drunkenness? Like, I can't believe I can't see straight. Everything's
no, they're in
all
the book.
blurry.
I mean, when I go back, is it gonna make sense? I don't know.
You
But you
want
know
to
what?
read it? Let's hear what it sounds like. You want me to read it for you? I'll even do the voices.
I don't even know if that would. Oh, I spelled receptionist wrong.
Receptionist.
Receptionist. Where would we like to go? I don't know. There's a lot of words in this one. Oh yeah. Well, I could just go broadly. Oh, I spelled unlock
Broadly.
wrong too. Broadly speaking, we're at the point where we're trying to get information on these 3 werewolves and 1 bobcat. And it has been mentioned that the 3 werewolves are at like they're from out of town. They're in a motel. So Thomas Bloodsworth, not you. Sorry. I know you really want to, but you're not a vampire. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah. Thomas Bloodsworth and Tessa are driving around Rockville, Maryland to find these motels, and they're at this last motel, this third motel, and they're talking to Cindy, the receptionist at
I
the
love
front
Cindy.
desk.
Favorite
Yeah,
character.
Cindy's great, and she's just chit chatty, but she's talking about now what happened with these werewolves a few days ago when the full moon happened.
Now, is this what you wrote? Like, are you reading verbatim?
Yeah,
No.
that would be bad.
You might have to hit that delete button if that's the way. So, like, there's these things happening, and there's a girl talking. I'm writing in broad strokes, not guy strokes, and there's a vampire.
I don't know what's happening.
One looks at Cindy, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
I don't know, Cindy.
How do you not know Cindy? She's in your book. Hey, oh.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I'm just here. I'm just like, what would a like a middle-aged lady that's working at a motel?
By middle age, you mean like in her 80s?
Like 40s. I'm like, it's Cindy.
Oh.
Or maybe it's not. Is that 40s?
I'm middle-aged. Oh.
I get. Well, maybe that has to go up now because of the long lifespan.
No, it's 40 is about the middle. I'm 46 just recently. I had my birthday, so.
Happy birthday, bitch.
Yeah.
This is not safe for work. But I would hope that you're not working now, no matter where you are.
They say 40 to 60 is middle age. I don't know who's living to 120 on average. But early middle age is 35 to 44. I am considered late middle age because I am 45 to 64. So I'm an old fogey.
I guess so.
I'll take it. I'm going to need to buy a Porsche or something.
Oh, yeah.
My midlife crisis is that I don't buy socks as much. You know?
But then instead you buy like barbecue equipment.
Oh my God, imagine. Yeah, then I got to stand there and I got to invite people over. I don't have time for that. Yeah.
Well, you have to cook the barbecue as well. I don't even know.
No, if you cook the barbecue, it'll break it.
No, you cook on the barbecue.
Oh.
Don't confuse me that I'm tipsy, Thomas.
No, you're Nicole, not tipsy.
I'm tipsy. That would be funny if I had a fairy named Tipsy, because they were always tipsy, but not drunk. Tipsy.
What was the bad fairy's name? Where everyone was like, "That's a bad fairy's name." What was it again?
Rose and Midnight.
Oh yeah.
Because Rose had red hair and Midnight had black hair, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll just do that."
But they literally say it in the book. They're like, "That's a terrible fairy name."
Well, see, if you name yourself, because it like you have other beings that have like really complicated names, and then like, they go, I don't know what that is, and so they choose their second name. Do you really go with Rose and Midnight? Okay, but they did.
If you could change your name, would you? I mean, you can change your name legally.
I would not.
No. You like your name? You're like, Nicole is it?
It's all good. Yep.
You're Nicole without an H. Do you feel a disservice, or do you feel stronger because like you don't need as many letters?
I feel stronger and obviously better.
It's my
being tipsy, Thomas. How is my comedic?
How'd you know my nickname? It's Tipsy Tom.
How's my comedic landing? I feel like I usually land pretty well sober. and
Yeah.
I don't even mean to, but people think I'm funny. But you know what? Sometimes you're not funny when you're tipsy. You're just fucking annoying.
I'd say the landing. If you were a plane, you landed with no wings, and if you're a helicopter, the
That's good.
propeller stopped. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a good landing nonetheless because it was entertaining as long as you were
Yeah.
watching it and not necessarily involved in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're just watching the dumpster fire. You know what? This might be what's happening until I finish Midnight Murders. And it doesn't matter because y'all won't see the first draft. And then what I have said in the past, which people have quote me on Goodreads, it's write tipsy, edit sober. Because Hemingway said write drunk, edit sober. No, because you're gonna just write absolute trash. You just need like semi trash, and then you can fix it.
Well,
If you don't know what's going on, you're like, then what you get, Hemingway, is nothing. You're gonna delete it. So you gotta write tipsy.
yeah,
That's
but
my hot
I
take.
believe Hemingway also like he would send love letters to like 14-year-olds.
Yeah, we don't really trust Hemingway, but they like a lot of people are like, "Ooh, write drunk, edit sober." And I said, "No, that's not correct. Write tipsy, edit sober. Get your shit together."
That's right. I left sober,
God.
but I made a right tipsy. Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Ooh. My sister's name's Nicole. This is the superior spelling.
That is true. Ha ha ha.
My middle
And
name
tinkle
is
tinkle.
actually not Nicole.
I hope not. That would be
People think my
weird.
middle name's Jay because I spell my name Thomas J. Beleza. And I'm like, no, it's
Would it
not.
be there's a lot of names that are not J.
I've told you my middle name. Let's see if you remember.
Joseph.
That's right. That's good. Accurate.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted me to say your full name. Like I don't say my full name because that's very specific.
Oh. Well, my name's in the
Um,
archives of life. Like
yeah,
I have celebrity to me. It's vanished
yeah,
by now, probably, but I do.
finished.
I had celebrity at one time. Slowly vanishing. Someone asked me actually the other day if I wanted to get back into it, and I was like, "No, I'm in
Well,
Ohio. I don't want to get." And they were like, "Yeah, but I could get you work again on shows and stuff." And I was like, ah. It's like, I think I'm done. I just want to write. I thought I
well,
just want to write books. I don't
oh
want
yeah.
to do anything. But
Well,
SNL
it's
always
good
sends
that you
me
know.
stuff. They're always just like, "You want to work this weekend?" And I'm like, I can't say no. I live in the Midwest. But I say I'm not available this weekend. You know, because I want
Well,
them to
why can't
continue.
you write jokes from your place?
Well,
That's
because
the
they
problem.
mean performance. They want me to go on and do like behind the scenes stuff, or
Oh,
they need extra bodies for certain things.
um,
But yeah, one of my friends actually is a does that. What you're talking about? She writes like ideas and stories because she just pays attention to the news, and then she'll send in
mm.
jokes, and sometimes they take it and they pay her a couple bucks.
Oh, just a couple bucks. Mm.
Well, it's a couple hundred.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. Maybe I want to do that. Just not tipsy or drunk, or maybe tipsy. I might get it. I don't know. That's fine.
Listen, Nicole, if I was still there, if I was producing stuff, you'd be the first person I call.
Oh, thank you.
I'd be like, we need
Maybe
somebody
maybe
to
not.
hand coffee out to everybody. And no.
Rude, rude, unacceptable behavior.
Don't worry, you can write too. You could write the orders down.
All right.
And,
Nah, I'm gonna tell on you to someone. I don't know who, but I'd do it.
tell HR. Would you, if I did get back into producing or writing in the industry, would you move to New York to
No,
work on a production? See,
no.
there you go. You're throwing away $15,000 a week or whatever it is for writing a
Oh,
script.
well, when you added that, I will have to discuss that with my husband.
Yeah, like
But
an
you will have
episode.
to, well,
Okay.
you will have to help me in many ways, including taxes, because I don't know what that would
Well, that's
look
true.
like. I was like, what are you doing to me? You're confusing me more than usual. And
Yeah.
that's extra because I'm usually confused and you're doing way more.
Well, yeah, when it comes to, but
to,
sometimes you could just be a writer on the table, which means that you're just helping out like ideas. So you get like anywhere from
oh yeah.
$1,500 to $5,000 a week just to be like a table writer. And then like if
Oh.
you get assigned an episode, you can, the standard for the WGA is like 20 grand for like an episode.
Oh.
That's like crazy. But streaming's
I can
different.
pay
That's what
off
the
debt for that.
you could probably.
I could pay off some debt for that. Some. I can pay all of it. What?
I have 3
Don't give me
episodes where
hope.
I can afford life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people spend that money. I always tell them you should organize that money. Put some in the
Yeah.
overhead pile, put some in the security pile just in case you go broke, and then put the rest into
Hmm.
assets. And they always look at me
Why
like
would
I'm
you
crazy.
spend that? I know. What? 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 Or like
Well,
you could do
they're
like if you get 40K per row, that could be a down payment on a house. What? What? What?
yeah, but 40K is 33%
Well,
of that goes to taxes, and then
yeah.
15% goes to your agent, and then
Oh, well, I don't have
the
an
rest is
agent.
left over. So
Okay.
but I would say you probably get like maybe like 12,000 out of that, 20,000. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't buy anything. You should invest until the assets start paying for things. But if you're a
Hmm.
kid and you're in your 30s and you're broke and you finally got on a show and you're finally a writer on a show, of course your first big check you can be like, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna buy food, I'm gonna buy a place,
Oh
so now I
yeah.
don't have to worry about rent. But the problem is
Hmm.
like sometimes if you're not living in LA, sometimes they want you to move. Like if you get
Hmm.
a good show, like if you get to write on like a talk show or something like that, which is great pay, you got to live where the talk show films,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you
Mm.
know. And if you have a family and everything, well, Tom Hanks, I don't know, had a family before. I don't know if you know this. He had a family before he made it big, and that family is no longer his family after he got big. But they had to go with him on doing
Mm.
like tours, doing Shakespeare.
Uh,
He was like getting $50 a week or something. That's crazy.
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, probably not for me. I'm already stressed out. But if you have any remote work, I could give that to you. And I am being sincere because you said $12,000, and that could get rid of our debt. But I'm like, no.
It's the leaving the
We-
house part, right? That's like the problem.
well, that's like moving everything, or like
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you
know.
could always stay where you are and then just for the shoot, because like shows
Oh.
have periods, shoot periods. So you just have a
Hmm.
secondary location, which you clearly would be able to afford, if you're making $1,500 a week, and you just,
Oh.
you have a small apartment or something in the city. That's really
Oh.
what this is. I actually just auditioned for a voiceover thing. They just sent me an audition for that, and I was like, yes,
Ooh.
that I will audition for because I don't have to leave the house.
That's right.
You know?
That's how you do it now. You do
Mhm.
voiceovers, or you can maybe do
Yeah, they
animations or
need me to do a German accent, so I have to be practicing it. Sprechen Sie Deutsch, ja?
something.
Fine,
I
nine,
bet you can
runs.
do it.
There's no W's, so you can't say wine. You have to say vine, right?
Mm.
You know,
Better at it than I am.
listen.
Well, let's go into another 20-minute productivity nature timer sprint. Also, because I need to go to the bathroom.
All right, don't pee in the chair this time.
No, I will not. That's why I got to turn off my webcam.
You got to pee in the throne, okay? The porcelain
Yeah, it's
throne.
down the street. I mean, not the street. Down the what's it called? Hallway.
Imagine there were like outhouses still. You'd be like, we have
Some
webcams.
places.
and like super technology, but we still don't have like technology for toilets. So we still, yeah, crazy.
You know.
All right, go pee. All right, here we go.
Yeah, go have fun.
Well,
Tinkle, tinkle! Just for Eloise, though she is gone to eat dinner.
mhm. How was your tinkle tinkle?
It was very nice. But when I got up, I was like, woo, baby. Hey, yo, here we go. But it's totally fine because I started chapter 16 at 93 words, and chapter 15 wrapped up at 1,545 words. And total word count for the whole manuscript is 21,000 words.
How many chapters we doing?
I have no idea. It's just
Oh,
how that goes.
all right. Okay, I like it. I like it.
I just wing it. How about you there over yonder in Ohio?
Well, first of all, congratulations. Uh, uh,
Mhm.
Second of all, I'm doing all right. I'm almost done with chapter 20's note taking. I'm actually right at the end, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I'm a page away from finishing all the notes. There's a lot of stuff going on in this chapter.
Mhm.
See, this chapter actually is what propels the story into the second act, because Devious he suffers from night terrors.
Mhm. Sounds familiar.
It's a very loud. But then they so he wakes up and he asks his mother, who's a Dreyu, which in my world that's what I call druids. So people don't
Mhm.
cry and complain. Well, you can't use the word druid. You're not a
Mhm.
you don't know anything about the druids, and I can't be like I do, because then that might influence somebody to think what my faith is, and I don't talk about my faith. So I just call him Dreyu, right? Anyway, so she
Mhm.
reads the runes, right? And anyway, and she actually foretells this book and some of the things that happen in the other books in this chapter. So that's what's fun about it. But it's all it feels metaphorical if you don't know what they're talking about. But once you know what they're talking about, you're like, that's exactly this thing. So that's a fun little moment. And then also we get a moment with Emlyn and Naoramor, Garion, his uncle.
Mhm.
That's a nice little moment there. But ultimately, this is the chapter that makes him leave the Naradita village and go back to Silation,
Mhm.
uh, which gets
Uh,
going. You know,
mhm.
Silation, Silation.
You'll have
Everyone
to
calls it
remind me how to say
Salation
that.
now. What? What happened? Who did who and what?
Oh, in the future, you'll probably have to remind me how to say that because I'm not the
Oh,
best at
Silation.
words.
Well, there's going to be an index in the book where you could just go and look, and it'll have the
Well, thank
word
God.
pronounce and then a little description of it
Mhm.
without giving away any plot.
Mhm. I included a glossary in Danu's Curse, but like those were the ones that were the most difficult words or names. But then everything else, it's fine. But I love a good glossary.
Yeah,
Can't lie.
can't go
Love it.
wrong with a good. I mean, don't get me.
Mhm.
Some of the words, some of the names are like
Well, you do the
instinctual.
difficult. You
Yeah,
do the difficult ones, which is basically Irish, but
yeah, well, yeah. But I don't think Emlyn, like Emlin, Emlyn, that doesn't feel difficult. But to some people, they might be like, "Is it a longy? Is it a shorty?" My favorite name though in this book is Devious. Because it's just,
well, that's why it's the main character's name.
yeah, but it's so great
Hmm.
because he's the hero, he's the protagonist, and his name is Devious, and you would just, but it just feels right. Like I don't think of it as the word devious when I'm writing because it just feels
Yeah.
right for him. But it's just funny that his name is Devious, and that all stemmed from a joke because we're like, oh, he's like pure hearted, and he's like this really good guy, even though he makes mistakes, and you know
Yeah.
sometimes doing the right thing is the wrong thing, but like to him, he feels it's. So I was like, oh, it'd be great if his name was Devious.
Yeah.
It's-
It
but,
works.
but but I also have characters like Zoliva, and then
Mm.
another favorite character is Darian, and then there's Aaliyah. Then I took from the Roman Empire. Cleander is one of the characters,
Hmm.
right? So
There's a lot of, I don't know why, but there's a lot of Darians in epic fantasy.
there are. How do they usually spell it though? Because I spelled it uh, U apostrophe R S underscore. No.
I would I would hit you. I would be like, I'm not reading this book anymore if it was like that, sir. You need to fix that just for me.
This is really funny TikTok where it's a girl reading. Well, it doesn't matter that she's a girl. This is person reading a book, and she's like, "What it feels like to read epic fantasy." Smorgasbord is walking through the forest of Jamjan,
Yeah,
and they run
that's
into
about right.
the ancient ranger.
Yeah. I don't even know. Yeah, there's a lot of epic fantasy names whenever I read epic fantasy, or actually just fantasy in general, where I'm like, mm, D.
Yeah, yeah,
That's your name, D, because I don't know what the hell that is after D.
yeah. And then you
But
start
for
screaming like, "Give me the D! Why isn't D here? I need some D in me." You know,
unacceptable.
you never like the scene would be so much better if it had some D in it. You know.
Well, yeah. No, but Darian, it would like the last time I read a Darian, an epic fantasy, it
Yeah.
was Darien.
Wait, let's see. Let's see. D. What did you say it was?
Darien.
Oh, see, I have
Darian.
IAN. Darian.
Uh,
Darian.
well, you were kind of close.
I was
You're getting
close. I
there.
close. His last name is Sovinus, though. Does that count as difficult?
I guess
Sovinus.
so.
Let's
I
see
have
if
to
I can.
see it.
Let's see if I have a difficult name. Let's see. In my opinion, is it difficult? Let's see. There's Lehman Door, like Lehman, Liam, Liam,
Mm,
Liam Door, Liam Door. I don't think that's difficult. Liam Door.
no.
There's Nelakai. That's pretty easy. Pretty easy.
Malachi. Yeah, I know. I uh worked with a Malachi. Oh my god.
How you say it? I say Nell.
Malachi.
Oh, here's one.
Oh wait.
Septus. Septus. That's a good one. Septus.
Septis. Well, I'm just
Dark
thinking
Moon.
septis like the disease or illness. What is it called?
It.
Septis. I have septis.
I have septus. Yeah, but it's spelled Septis. So it's just septis, like septis.
Septis.
And
Mm.
then Vigum. Let's see who. I think they're pretty. Zanaya. That's a pretty easy one. I don't think I have difficult names. I don't know. Oh,
Yours not that bad.
yeah. There's a character called Emoth in the next book. He's mentioned in this book, but I spell it Imoth. So I have a feeling people are just gonna be like Imoth, but his name is Emoth,
Yeah.
and people are like, "Why don't you just do the long E?" And I was like, "Because then it would be Emoth. Because if you do the E, if it's Emoth, it's Emoth."
Oh dear.
And then originally I was
A
like,
little extra.
yeah, I was like, it could be Imoth, but Emoth is what it is. So that's why I'm like, I have to definitely put a glossary. But I also have a city called Gorsed. 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 So that I have to put a thing. But that's actually an alternate spelling of the word that means basically the first of the druids or the first of the runes. It's basically a play on that word that I kind of altered because specifically it's a city that started as a Dreyu um, worshiping ground, and then a city grew around it, and there's a whole backstory to that. Because I like the druid culture, but I call them Dreyu just to shut people up. There's a lot of stuff I changed just to shut people up. I was just like, I don't have time for it, so I'm just going to change the name. Like instead of calling him Chief Garian, I was like, I don't want people thinking they're Native Americans, even though they live on the plains. So I'm like Naramore.
Yeah.
I was like, let me just get rid of that because I don't think they're Native Americans because they don't come from Native America or indigenous people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're indigenous people because they actually all Hammerians, which are basically the closest version of a human in my room. All Hammerians
Mhm.
come from a tribe, every single one of them. But there was a split where some of them entered into the city worlds and some of them stayed closer to nature. So like people are going to be like, "You're writing native," and I'm like, "I'm not writing indigenous people like that. They're just, it's not even the same planet." You know.
You
Plus
have
the
two
Middle
sons.
Ages. What?
Oh wait, you have multiple sons. It's
I have
not
two
planet
sons.
Earth.
Yeah, yeah. It's Parlin and Neutrellus, and then I got. I have 5 moons, but the way they work and how they are, they're far from the planet, so they're not all like right on the planet, but you see them at different times, and each one is based off of a god. So if that moon is out, if you pay attention to the story, if you recognize the moons that are out, they're actually influencing the narrative. So like there's a moon called Fate, spelled a little differently, but if that moon is out, usually it's something has to do with fate. You know, if
Mm.
the white moon is always out, the white moon is always constant, but if the blue moon is out, that means something. So each moon, if the purple moon is showing, that means something because that's the goddess Keluna. She's the goddess of the dead. So
Oh yeah.
that's you know, motifs. But
Hmm.
no one cares. What are you typing over there? You writing your story still? We're not doing a sprint.
I'm looking up.
Pornhub.com.
I'm looking up alcohol. Sorry.
I need more.
Well, I'm trying. I was like, ooh, I'm done, and I was like, oh no, I want this. But is it on Amazon? No, it's not. It's alcohol, so I messed
Don't you
that
have
up.
DoorDash? It'll
So,
deliver.
DoorDash for something that's like it'll probably be $30 for like I don't like doing DoorDash. It's a lot. Okay, anyway,
I'll
it's
order it for you. Let me know what it is. I'll send it to
okay.
you.
Yeah, that
Woo!
would probably be like $5,000, but I guess
Yeah, no,
you can
it wouldn't. I
afford
would.
it. Semi-retired.
I am semi-retired.
Okay.
Dogecoin is moving. That's good. Dogecoin.
Oh, boy.
Doge.
Well, would you like to do one more? Or are we good to go for our first time in something weeks? I don't even know.
I think we're good. I think we're good. It's almost 10 o'clock, so you know my
Oh yeah.
gluteus maximuses need to stretch a little bit. So
Well, that's good. Yeah. Well, we don't want to do like too much because we took a break. We're just like sliding in nicely.
yes,
Don't make a joke about that.
I wasn't going to talk about the D. You know, Tenacious D.
I need some water. That's what I need because I had that whole drink that's hard lemonade,
Mm-hmm.
and that
How'd you
was
drink it if it was hard? Isn't it liquid?
well. I really got that down. I was like, "Ooh, this is pretty sour, but it's lemonade." I'm like,
I know
but
that.
well, considering I started at 645 words
Mm-hmm.
for chapter 15, and chapter 15 ended at 1,545 words. Plus, I got into chapter 16 at 101 words. What's the math on that? Drunk, no, tipsy, whatever, alcohol. I think that's great.
That is great. You did great. You did great. Do you know off the top of your head what your the most word counts for a book has been for you?
Oh, the most is A Patriot's Tale at 86,000 words.
Now, do you personally feel like that was pushing it? Like you're like, oh, I shouldn't go that high, or you were
Well,
like,
that was right for the book. I don't try and hit word counts.
yeah,
Like, it has to be, no, it doesn't have to be anything. It's just what the story is. And at first, for the urban fantasy mystery series, I was like, oh, it has to be this. I'm like, no, it doesn't actually. So
I mean, your
they're
books are
all,
so short; they're quick reads. They're
yeah,
very. Like, I look at your books and I'm like, yeah, I can read that for you. Don't worry. Like,
yeah.
like I don't have to set
And
aside time really. But I have, like I said to you, I have like several books I'm reading from friends, And the last, between my birthday and a whole bunch of other stuff, I was like, I need to get some stuff done first. But
Yep.
traditionally,
Yeah.
I
Well,
read
that
Brandon
is.
Sanderson, so that's like 1,000 pages, right?
Oh yeah. Well, you are currently reading A Patriot's Tale, which that is the 86,000 words, and you're reading the longest book of mine. And
That's
like
true.
you started short, and so it might be a culture shock for you, but I accept that.
So it's right next to me. Your books are right next to me. All of them are in my shelf. To my right.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
I look at it, I go, oh, there's my Nicole's.
There's the Nicoles, the little mini Nicoles.
Yeah, there's
Oh
my
my God.
ends. My ends are right there.
Yeah, they're right there. The
Ends.
NPs.
And why does start with a D?
W. I don't know. I can't answer those really hard questions when I'm tipsy.
Tipsy.
And good luck to me when I stand up, people.
Well, what are you gonna do when we get off the internet? Are you gonna just go take a nap? Or are you gonna just go lay with the hubby and be like, I'm gonna throw up at one
Yep.
point?
No, I'm gonna eat dinner. No, not no. I probably should eat more than just the apple. What's it called?
I don't know. Apple creme?
It's like a apple fritter pastry that he bought at Trader Joe's. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, ooh, yeah, you gotta wait for that at 7 p.m.
You can't buy at Trader Joe's. He's a trader. You're not supposed to support traders. You need to support patriots.
Well, you might think that way because you're reading a patriotic book of mine, but we'll let that slide for a little bit.
Patriotic
And then we eat at Trader
tales.
Joe's. Yes.
Patriotic tales. Sing it,
Woo!
Nicole.
I don't know. I don't have a voice for that. You have
That
a
is Bach and it rocks. That's a rock block of Bach.
well, let's wrap it up. A little early. It's only 9 minutes early. It's totally
Okay, let's do it.
fine.
Goodbye. See you later. Bye.
Okay, bye
Okay,
bye.
bye. Take care. Okay,
Oh
bye.
my gosh, goodbye everyone. I love you.
Goodbye.
I might or might not be like this next Thursday. We will be doing this. We just had a little break because I was on vacation, but we'll see you all next time.
Next
Love
time.
you, appreciate you. And Thomas will be his silly self next Thursday. I don't know what I'll be, but Thomas will be Thomas. It's totally fine. Bye, everyone.